line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live here on PTM Race TV, we are in Fontana, California for today's action showcase here of the FEGCustomPC.com Monday Night Racing League Truck Series here at Auto Club Speedway. It's time to get down to the night lights and see what kind of sparks fly so bright. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys here today out of the car and into the booth here. I'm ready to talk with you guys and see what we got on display. So as always, let's take it down to our FEGCustomPC.com starting lineup. On the pole, the number 6 will be Ryan Jamel. The outside, the number 38, it is Chad Ross. Row number 2 will be Mr. Nicholas, will be the 11 of John Hagan. The outside, that will be piloted down by Mr. Stephen Page, the number 1. Row number 3 will be then Nicholas Warner, the 307. The outside, in the 4-1, it is James Kaufman. Row number 4 is Jeffrey Radke, and the 8, the outside, the 99, Wally Babb. Row number 5 is the 73 of Eric Parks, looking to go back-to-back yet again. His outside, though, will be Charles Balance Sr. in the number 9. And row number 6, it will be Jeremy Osborne, the number 7 the outside, in the 66. That is Corey Stahl. So your field of drivers right now getting ready to kick it up and cook up some speed. And you're ready to drive down the hammer and drop down the power. Interesting little showcase here for these drivers and see what they've got in store here. A lot of hard racers and a lot of hard battlers in this one about to go at it. We're going to see who can get the momentum kicked up for 135 on laps. Auto Club Speedway preparing our drivers, preparing the field for what's about to come off of turn number 4. The Truck Series ready to rail it out and dish it out here in Fontana. Off to the starting lineup. We bring you to the green flag. Here we go. Well, no surprise here out of the gate. Ryan Jamel taking an early advantage here, but again, now having to figure out how to use the strategy and how to use his power and speed to his advantage. I think that's going to probably be his toughest deal to work around today. All in all, Jamel has not had a single good luck or a good break here since really kind of coming onto the scene. He's had speed, he's had power, and he's had the right motivation. And he's led many laps. He just can't seem to figure out how to put it all together for an entire run. A lot of it could be due to the fact that some drivers just getting so aggressive they kind of push him to his limits and push themselves past their own little limits. But right now, anyway, it seems like early on it's all about just tempo, timing, and pace. For 12 drivers making their way on around this circuit, just trying to hold down the line. 307 Nicholas Warner. Chopped down to the bottom lane there as Chad Ross continues to move his way into the chain. Stephen Page, number 1 Team 3 machine, looking to be a little team scream and make some noise here. Down across the back straightaway here from the get-go. The field maneuvering their way down across the plain. Jeffrey Radke in the 41 of James Kaufman right now, continuing his way down across the track, down across the edge here. 3 wide, 3 and 4. Little tandem 3 wide there, as you see Radke, Parrott, Parks, and Kaufman getting a little bit of a drive off there. Radke, of course, using the outside line where most drivers are going to try to use to save the tires. Bottom lane is for all about passes, opportunities, as well as to cut this track down a few notches here. Power and speed, such a critical factor here at Auto Club. It all hinders on one thing, which is how well do you manipulate the run and how well do you control your own run when you get later into it. With 135 laps too, I mean, man, you got to believe these tires are going to wear out. They're going to tear out. The fuel is going to be extremely, extremely tight. There's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of drivers finding troublesome lines and dealing with the pressure on themselves. Sticking it back down around John Hagan now, and Stephen Page also kind of heading his mark up through the field. Looking in and looking around, trying to see where he can bring it down off the tail end of the field. Swinging their way back on around here onto the front straightaway here. Ross, Mannigan, and Parks and Page right now going for a broke, going for a run here. Jamel falling back a little bit. New leaders up to the front. And the Team 3 of Stephen Page already trying to maneuver through and look for that momentum. But Nicholas Warner, the PGR number 307 Silverado, having a little fun down there on that bottom lane, looking to try to clip the wings and take the top spot. He gets around. Oh, hold on down there. Hold on. Stephen Page. Oh my. Something going majorly wrong there for the one there coming off turn number 4. I'm not sure too completely what happened there. We're going to go to the replay and take a look at this here. Looked like he may have had a little company down on that bottom lane. Or look at it right here. Parks going up high side. Looked like Page came down slightly. Hagan was looking to try to come up. And instead he finds himself into another driver. Hagan cost himself valuable time as well with it. bit of a mismatch there, but both drivers are okay. They continue the race. And now Parks trying to get a run on Warner here, making some good momentum and some good bursts of speed. Warner trying to hang on, trying to get a little bit of run off the gaps here. Parks, Ross, and all them in that mixture and in that composure too, trying to stabilize down the speed, trying to hang down the momentum. Ross right now looking like maybe he's going to try and set himself up a little bit and differentiate from the rest of the field. Kind of staying around with our old Eric Parks, just trying to get him a little bit of momentum kicked up and see what happened. He'll just continue to move down the chart, move down the gaps here. You can see Corey Stahl's onboard camera here. The Apex Sim Racing machine just trying to maneuver his run down and see what he can go. I think the biggest thing right now too is when that wrap starts to form, you start to see drivers get a little bit longer out and stretched in. I think it's going to really bring a bit of a temperamental kind of situation on the tires, as well as trying to make passing opportunities, which then turns into a long run green flag fight for a position and jockey for a run. Warner right now still holding on to the bottom lane. Looks like he's just trying to hold on to whatever he can up down there and maybe continue his momentum and continue his grip to rip through. TLM Midnight Motorsports is Jeffrey Radke. A little onboard shoot here for you as he continues to hold down the 66. So we're stalled for just a little bit, using a little bit of a different line, different opening. And back up to the front here. Here we go. Battle for the lead yet again. Parks, Warner. Side by side. Still battling hard. Battling quick. Not in a plate track kind of setting, but in a very hard 2 mile long end kind of race. But with that 550 horsepower package, it pretty much kind of turns it more into a bit of a plate track style battle. It forces everybody to have to make proper maneuvers and proper timing to get the better of the other. Warner seems to have done it here. But Parks now looking to try to take a little playbook out of Warner's plate here. Taking the playbook and throwing the book right into his face. Crossover, cross down to the bottom and back on around. We have ourselves a new leader. Our Eric Parks taking it away from Warner. Stepping it back around the middle there. Ross, Parks, Warner right now. They're all looking for the race lead, trying to get something going here. Maybe look for a little bit of a fight out here. Parks going down on the inside here. Warner going up top, trying to shoot the gap, look for the run. Every driver for themselves. Parks moving ahead. And back behind the field as well, those that were not involved in that little skirmish earlier continue to lay low or continue to try to find a little bit of a line or two wherever they may so desire. James Coffin right now trying to bring Coffin Farms up to the fight and up to the fray here. The Army Brat trying to get something going. Got a little Team 3 logo back there as well to kind of resemble and represent his team and his crew. The number 9, Charles Balance Sr. here. I believe the first time we've ever seen him here on the show. He's doing a pretty good job right now, kind of hanging tight, hanging in line. Looking for momentum, looking for his kind of grip and ground here. As the field continues to move their way down to the change. Wally Babb, the 99, kind of hanging back low. John Hagan at the moment. So Warner yet again just continue to take the lead away from Parks and Ross, and then now Racky and Stahl having a little bit of a tussle to get up there to the front as well. So much momentum and ground to gain coming down through Parks. Trying to use a little bit of that middle groove as well, trying to use a bit of the gap there. Ross trying to get about the same kind of grip or kind of the same run. Racky kind of in that hitch and that hunch too, so it's hard to really say who and when and where will be able to make the right move in the right time there. Parks kind of crossed up down in the middle section there, running them back down off of lanes into the distance. Every driver for themselves. Hagan, after, despite getting clipped up there from Stephen Page, who's way, way back behind the field, he's still getting a good little run out here and getting some serious power under the gauge here. Ross trying to cut the middle, maybe cut the cheese, but unfortunately not a whole lot of extra give or extra grip to use for that one. You're on board here, Racky. He now looks to make some moves here. One thing he cannot dud Racky off of is when he doesn't get something figured out and something to drive off with. Doing a great job. Keeping the tempo up, keeping the pressure on. Ross on the outside though, trying to keep him behind, trying to keep him away from it. Maneuvering through the chains and doing them down off the edge and setting them back in through. And for what it's worth here, again, we got still for 12 drivers coming out on the track, coming out into a battle here. I mean, so far it's been a pretty interesting dilemma. Obviously, these guys have a good draft package underneath them. They have a lot of power with an extra give with the 550 horsepower package. But again, because they can cut through the air, like still really it doesn't really matter too much on the dirty air side of things. But what it does do, though, is it does kind of force every hand in every position to really have to work a little harder and then have to mentally kind of figure out how to control each line, each little corner, which I think in turn really makes it that much more difficult and that much more pressured to stay in control and in consistency with your race. shielding him down. Corey Stahl, the 66 now. He's making a charge up the Apex Sim Racing machine as the field goes into pit road. Wilco Warner and R. Eric Park's going to be the first two drivers in there. And now pit stops coming up here for Corey Stahl as well as Chad Ross and Don Hagen. It looks like Wally Babb as well going to join him in there. So pit stops aplenty, pit stops a many. James Kaufman, the only one that stays out for now. Interesting little strategy there. We'll have to see how that goes. See who's going to come out of pit road first. It's going to be a quick little draw. John Hagen. Ooh, he's going to try quick. Going to try fast. It's a close one. He's going to get him just barely, though. Chad Ross will be right there behind him. James Kaufman going to go into pit road now. So Kaufman Farms Army number 41 going to head to the pits. Everyone else going to join them right in. Man, talking about having to make proper maneuvers and proper opportunistic shots when you can. Just hoping for a breaker, hoping for a chance here. Again, I know they got about 100 and some odd laps still remaining in this race, but it's a long, long format. It's a long, long race, and you got to just take control of what you can and when you can, and hope you can find the right time to strike here. Over the course of the season here, of course, we've seen Jeff Radke show some great promise here, but it seems like so far anyway, little problems for pit stops here, costing him a little bit of time early on, sets him back a little bit. Ryan Jamel, we talked about him a lot as well here, and kind of the fact is that he has not been able to get into victory lane here and be able to take control of it. It's unbelievable to see just what kind of craziness it's been and what kind of messages they've been dealing with here, but nevertheless, he's still been hanging on, so. Chad Ross, again, we mentioned him quite a bit, but yeah, this guy, he's already the winner this season, pulling out some impressive runs, impressive performances here. I mean, this dude has pretty much kind of figured out that you can make the best of your situation, the best of your racing, if you know when and where to strike and when and where to time your opportunities. And I've been seeing more and more as of late, him just kind of getting it figured out and starting to really run this thing into the ground. Coming right off down the back straightaway here. Parks, Ross, Babb, Stahl, all trying to get something going here. Babb, of course, I believe this, he told me earlier today, this will be his last one for a while. He was see him, but it certainly would hope that's not the case. Of course, Tuesday night have a little fun thing called the Physical Monday Night Series coming up, so could be on to see what happens and what he can bring to the table here. Stahl trying to see if maybe he can keep his power up, keep the momentum going here. Hagen with a huge lead though, about 2.5 seconds almost on this field. Continuing to maintain his distance, maintain his grip out there. Yeah, right now at this point, it's kind of more of just a battle of attrition, a battle of just kind of keeping your distance, keeping your momentum up when you can. Hope for a little bit of a break here or there, and hope that these trucks will give you something to work with. Jeremy Osborne, the number 7, and usually we see his family kind of popping in here and out sometimes here. Always has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder here, but the 7 still coming out here and trying to race a little bit with the guys, have a little fun on the track here. So it's good to see him still come out here and try to battle it out a little bit. And we always love to see these drivers, they can come out here and try to make some moves and make some runs here. Ross still trying to hold down, trying to stabilize this one off a bit here. Parks and him currently just separated out by less than 1/10 of a second, as Parks getting a lot less room for error with Ross sneaking his way through. Coming right down to the outside line, Ross getting a great bit of boost and speed, but you can see that also gave Old Stahl and Babb a little something to think about. You see an opening, you got an opportunity to take it, why not go for it? Taking good control of it, trying to take a good run off from it here as well. Coming right off the game plan here and off the strategy, the boasting the power, the boasting the momentum. Each driver kind of having their own little take in this. Each driver just kind of having their own little stake in the battle zone here. Parks trying to get another corner off here on Stahl. Get a good little paddle out, little diamond formation there going through the corners there, end of the exit. Field trying to hold their line down, trying to stabilize up. Coming down to the plains right now. Ross still looking to hold down the line. Stall though, he's going for it, man. He's breaking that speed down, trying to break a few sound barriers in there with it. And he's going to get a good little pound off that corner there from turn number 4. The 66 has gone 10 spots up. The Hard Charger Award winner so far with just under 100 laps still to go. John Higgins still leading this entire field out. I think it's about time we go on board with him just to give you guys a rough idea of why he is so quick right now on the speed and on the power. The first thing really you're going to notice here is just the way he hits each corner and hits each turn. Got that bottom line set, then he gets towards the outside to get a good run there going towards the very bottom of the track. Remember what I said earlier, it's like the outside is good for saving tires, but when you're using that bottom lane, you then create a whole dilution of speed. Get the power down, get the power off the run, then set up these corners. But to be 2 miles in length, it's truly an endurance battle as much as it is a long format, forcing every driver to have to make the right timing moves, the right opportunities here. And that's exactly what Hagen's getting out of this one so far. Gonna be safe to say though, it's gonna be a very drawn out little track here. That kind of race, that kind of feeling. Drop back down on the inside now. Bab trying to, Bab really at this point right now, he is just trying, to get something figured out. Last night, of course, here on the Sunday night edition of the Pedal Metal Racing League, came out here, put on a great little ball. I had to jinx him a little too soon there. He got clipped there by Ross. And Ross catching another piece of Bab. Bab trying to catch back up, but had a great save coming on the back straightaway. I was just really saying he hasn't been able to catch a break as of late, and there's another one of them. Ross driving it in deep and then ends up clipping old Bab out a bit. I don't know if he was trying to literally save the draft there or what he was up to, but that did not look good. Right Level Midnight Motorsports says, let's go Bab, Stall, and Recky. Love down there for their drivers there, of course, but right now the moment, they're going to need a little bit more than love. They may need a little rabbit's foot here to help out Bab after that little clip up he just suffered. Field drawing out further along and further in the distance. Swinging them through the field and swinging them down through the exits here, man. Really just a whole lot of power, but just not a whole lot of give back from the other drivers. Parks right now currently trying to keep up this win streak he's got going on right now. He's been absolutely dominating, to say the least. Right now currently having all the fight and all the give he wants, and Bab now finally able to come back into this despite all the little troubles he suffered just a second ago. Doesn't seem to want to give up that easily. This is the fighting spirit we always talk about here. This is what kind of racing you need to have at your disposal at your table. Bab trying to get something going here and figure out a way to get to Parks and get to Ross, as we are still needing about 90 some odd laps left in this race. Right out down through turn number 2 here. Ross, Parks, Bab, all drivers continuing to keep the gauge up, keep the speed alive. Looking for any kind of opportunity they can take here. You see now the distance that's really separating Stahl as well from this group and this pack. It's really just kind of impressive and mind-boggling just to see how many fans coming into this show, coming into this race. And yet you see how worn tore this surface is, and now all of a sudden you realize we don't even have Auto Club anymore as a 2-mile configuration. It sadly is going to be lost for all of eternity, unfortunately. Now, granted, yeah, the track will probably due for a repay, but the good news is that it's not long gone from our world. It is still in the virtual world. But this always will be one track that many drivers, including myself, I would say is a very fun and creative facility to really have to hash it out and dig it out at. Very tough to master and extremely hard to break down and figure out. Only the best of the best have been able to get it dialed in here, and they've been able to really figure it out. And man, right, you can see now the leaders here are actually starting to lose a little bit of ground time here. Corey Stahl has maintained grip, maintained distance. As you can see, he is starting to build a little bit of power back. But again, Hagen right now, he knows the biggest problem he's going to suffer here is just tire wear and then the lack of fuel run. He's going to need to really pinpoint a proper time and a proper place to get that fuel and get that tire strategy backed out a few notches here. And you can see another 2/10 get lost there, so now he's really giving up time. Bab now, after getting around Chad Ross there, after getting cooked by him, now has to go head-to-head here with Parks. At old Parks, I'll just say towards the bottom lane here and working their way around. Right, Parks going to pit road, so now that has settled the score up a bit. Corey Stahl also staying out pit road for John Hagen, new leader, 66, Corey Stahl. Couldn't ask for anything a little bit more creative, a little more delicate than that kind of maneuvering here for him. He knows he needs to keep his momentum and gain ground set on down across the page here. And now Stahl and Bab going to go to pit road. Kaufman, remember, he stayed out a little later than everybody else too, so I think really his strategy is going to hinder on trying to lead the gap outright, trying to stay a little bit more in tuned and in line with his level and his playing field. Kaufman going to pit road now, so the field going to stretch back in position and kind of swing their way on down across the track and the playing field here. Stahl and Bab now trying to hustle their way back up to this fight. Chad Ross and Eric Parks already doing what they can as Hagen gets to look back to his race lead. Nicholas Warner from pit road here, and also Ryan Jamel right behind him. Looks like their strategy's booming a little bit later, but also I think probably where their toughest ordeals here again is the fact that it fell back so quickly here. They knew they were in kind of trouble. Dire straits here is one thing, but really keeping your close eye and keeping your close corners is such a powerful thing to deal with. I think more than anything, really, at this point, it's just about kind of hanging in there. Figure out where you can go and when you can get your run back. Then hope you have a little bit of time to work with it. Jamel right now going right up top side. Ryan trying to get something on Warner here. Nicholas keeping it on the bottom. He'll shoot up top. We're going to stay out of the way there. Jeremy Osborne. Osborne, massive damage there on the 7. I don't even know where the heck all that came from there. But he'll get passed up there relatively easily. Stephen Page also getting up there into the position. Osborne is currently quite a few laps down, and really, I think after seeing the damage on that thing, I think there might be a reason for it. Gap starting to separate out again here, except for those that were in the very, very back of the outhouse, trying to catch up their way to the White House here. Number 1, Stephen Page, Team 3's camp, unfortunately getting completely nullified earlier after getting a little slap and a tap there, I believe, from our Eric Parks. I believe that was the one that got the recipient on him there. Now the field just trying to hang on, trying to pull off whatever they can, trying to do whatever they got to here. Kaufman on the outside looking in right now. Warner's trying to stabilize it in a bit. Looking for any kind of extra little give, any kind of extra little run. Neither driver trying to stay out of this one, but at the same time, they're all trying to find the right time, the right place, the right opportunity. Flipping them round through here. Warner going back down low. Kaufman trying to hold it back. Well, he'll get held back, but I don't think it's the way he was holding for. Warner jumping back into the 7th spot. Now looking to get to Jamel. Race fans, real quick, we're going to go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break here. When we come back, we'll get you more insight, a little more action here as the drivers continue to have to muscle their way through. Somebody's going to have their work cut out for us. Stay tuned with us. We'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this race, again, brought to you in part by the event coming up here with the Worldwide Esports Daytona 120, presented by FVGCustomPC.com. In just 4 short days, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting this one up here, and then on 5 days, we'll be seeing a whole lot more action from the duels. Heats Friday and Saturday for the April 21st to the 22nd. Times listed down below, and then we will have the dual set grid for Duel 1 and Duel 2 Saturday night on April 22nd, and then Sunday night is the main event. $600 on the line. First come, first serve. So if you did not get in now, you are going to miss out completely. So be sure to get yourself settled in today with the Worldwide Esports Daytona 120 presented by FVGCustomPC.com. The link down in the description. So our Eric Parks right now and Chad Ross still going at it head to head. These two just do not leave each other alone. Babb and Stahl separated out by a good margin. Ryan Jamel and Nicholas Horner also the same situation there. Kaufman just keeping his distance. This has really now turned into a mental game, mental strategy kind of race, which is how long mentally can you stay focused on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to bring to the table, at the same time driving at high speeds and good, extremely good power here. Again, these guys are running their speeds upwards of 190 miles per hour on their own, and in that draft, they can hit them upwards of 196, 197 miles per hour, topping even close to the 200 range, if they so can even try. And I think that really just kind of shows you the hell of a mindset and speed these guys have to bring to the power in the table. Brandon Balance says, come on, number 12, you got this. He's rooting on right now the number 12 camp here. Although I don't know the number 12 is. I'm presuming he was talking about Charles Balance down there, but that's not the number 12, my friend. He's currently driving the number 9 tonight here, so I do apologize, there's a little confusion, but that is who we got right now on our end. So, but nevertheless, thank you so much for tuning on board here today as well here on the broadcast channel. So just about halfway done with this race. And here Ross and Parks still almost like literally it's just going to go out to a drag race here between the other two. Well, they're currently battling it out quite a bit here, so I think it's about time we go ahead and crank this one up a notch here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what to do. Crank up the loudspeakers. Let's crank it up and put that pedal to the metal. Put that power down, let them roar to the light, run them roar to the stars. That's what we like to see here. Brandon also clarifying he meant the number 9 there. Brandon's alright, man. I don't blame you. I've seen, honestly, if you don't have any times, like I've seen certain drivers like certain numbers and then all of a sudden they flip-flop and change them up so much, man, you would be surprised how insane I probably would have gone by now. I'm surprised I haven't completely lost it around here sometimes. There's just a lot of names, a lot of numbers, and a lot of drivers that constantly come through and they come by, but then some of them, you'd think you get so used to seeing them in a certain car or truck, but nope, they'll flip-flop on you sometimes, and it just completely reverses and changes it up in your head and everything else. So, but nevertheless, pretty good little bite out here, a little good track here on this end. So far, it's been pretty much right where it needs to be. But I'd say right now, unless you can figure out how to get a little more power, a little more grip, John Hagan right now has completely separated himself from the field. He has elitified himself in this matchup and in this gas pedal roundup. So Stahl right now currently stalling back out of the top 5. He's currently still a hard charger tied up there with our Eric Parks here. Bab ahead of him by about 7 full seconds here. So could have been a little bit of a timing strategy on mishap on the run there he was getting. And now currently just trying to hold back on the line, trying to hold down on the track here. Just 4 more laps to go, and we are then approaching halfway completed in this event. Ryan DeMel, though, man, again, this one guy, I do not know how he can keep throwing himself into this position and in that place. It's so hard to figure out and extremely difficult to even think about, much less rectify. Coming right off there, Radke. Again, here's another guy falling victim to the over-aggressive Auto Club Speedway. And really, they just kind of fell victim to just the overall, the tough positioning and tough keying to victories here, which really, painstakingly, got himself squared into this bad spot here. Lingering around right now, Chad Ross trying to get around the 8 of Radke. Radke, if I hadn't been him right now, I'd probably be just thinking, man, I'm just going to try to hold on for what it's worth, but not going to try to do anything too crazy here. He knows his race is kind of kept topped and clipped out of his wings here, so at this point, he's just trying to hope for the best. Drive it back down loud and drive it back down proud on the bottom lane from the depths below. He's going to go back into pit road. Ross sending it down in there for the moment here. Now that will give everybody else a bit of a chance to kind of settle themselves back down around the track. Man, if I am any of these guys right now, I am just envying and trying to strategize every little spot and detail I can to hopefully hang on for what it's worth, trying to hang off down there. The 11 of Hagen right now looks like he may be starting to back off a little bit. And heading down for pit road yet again, so that will slide him down back into there. Eric Parks going to be your new race leader. Coming back down around off the pits here and off the legs here. The field going to square up and Eric Parks to pit road. Wybab's still hanging on out there. Because the 99 currently is just trying to put more laps down on the track, put more speed into the pack. And wait a minute. Whoa, wait just a minute. Caution out on the track. Oh, John Hagen, the 11. Whoa, hold on a minute. John Hagen has come to a dead stop here off of turn number 4. Spin out there for the 11. What has happened here? What on earth happened to the 11? Take a look at this here. The only driver seen that got into a situation here. I think he was trying to get back to pit road. And yeah, he just overshot that corner there. Ross getting away from him here as he went into pits there. He just completely spun her on around. Not completely sure what that was about or what happened, but my word. Just completely destroyed any kind of run there, any kind of speed any of the other guys were having there. So that will set back the field again now. They're going to have their hands cut out for them here and their work tied up a bit. Our first caution of the day. Bit of a wild one too, honestly, considering like everything that just happened. Still not completely sure what on earth happened to that 11 of Hagen. It looked like he just came into pit road, trying to get to pit road, and everything just completely thrown out of the binders and off the walls there. Let's see who gets in out of pit road first. Ross, Radke, Parks are going to stay on out and try to get their times back here. Jamel, Babb, Stahl, and looks like Warner are going to be the recipients out. Kaufman going to join them. Page, Hagen going to be a couple laps down, actually a lap down at the moment, but they're staying out to try to get that lap back, so that might help them out a bit. But Chad Ross is also in that hunt, and so is Jeff Radke. Page right now, I would say, probably in a bit of a pickle, and John Hagen especially in a bigger pickle. TLM surprised that caution came out for that. I'm kind of surprised too, honestly. I wasn't really expecting that out of all things. So that's going to set the field back up yet again. Try to get them restarted, refired, reset, relaxed, restacked, and all that. Going to be very interesting to see how they handle themselves from that little hiccup. I presume, though, and I take it there's going to be a lot more aggressive nature making its presence felt. Here's the next pot of this one here. We shall see, though. Anybody's guess here, really. Field setting themselves in motion here, ready to get back down to the action here, back down on the track. Chad Ross, Eric Parks, Ryan Jamel, Wally Babb, James Kaufman, your top 5 in this one. Corey Stahl, the final end of the third row, looking to try to set some field up, trying to set the pace back up. Field working their way on around turn 4 here. Line it back up, down around corner number 4, set themselves back to the green flag restart zone. And we are launched to takeoff. Here we go yet again. Parks with a lot of power on that outside line. Ross Johnson not able to quite hang with him there. 3 wide slip through off turn number 2. Warner, Stahl, Babb all clearing the gap. Keeping the momentum up and pressure down on the track here. These guys currently trying to hang on. They're only halfway done with this race. They still have time left on the clock. At this point too, really kind of pressurizing themselves in a heated display of raw cunning, raw control, and momentum to use up. That's where things really kind of tiptoe around and really become more difficult as it goes along. Warner right now trying to get around there of Jamel there in the number 6. Jamel right now trying to hang in there a little bit longer, looking for any kind of momentum he can get at this point. After all the fast times he set from practice to qualifying now, going into this one, needs to get a really good break and get a little bit of help here. Ross, Warner, Parks right now lingering their way back on around the track here onto the front straightaway here. Any driver for themselves. Parks right now currently lingering his way around with Warner. Warner looking to try to get a little Warner communication in there and put his way back on ahead. He's still hanging in there too. Got a good run off there in the 307. Now fighting back, but again that power on the outside going to allow for some draft and slingshot maneuvers. You can see the 73 there. Parks looking on. Warner trying to get back to him. As the rest of the field behind him continues to duke it out. Stephen Page, number 1 back in this race as well. Looking more and more constantly like he's got something going for him here. Clip down around down out the exit there. It is now go time here for the drivers. See in the back too, John Hagan kind of going up there with Jamel and Radke. Both guys currently looking to keep their momentum in their own little pocket. So far so good here with this kind of run, this kind of round out. But at the same time, you just know in the back of your mind that you've got to start making some moves, or you better start making some runs here to get back into this. If you're any of the other drivers here. Gapped up a bit of ways around the track here. Warner in the 307 and Eric Parks. That's A3 duking it through. Look at the giraffe pack coming from Babb and Rosto. Each guy just making this look almost way too easy for its own good, because really they are just using the airflow around the trucks and around their speed. The tires really only taking so much of a beating down there if they overdrive the corners. But again, considering this is kind of like a play race for them, it really doesn't burn down too badly until you get a lot later into the run, and that's when you really got to start to take note of that. Now they can't just go to the bottom all the time though. They still have to save a bit of tire. So that does in turn force their hand up towards the higher side, the higher run. Warner and Parks yet again still dropping it in quick. Why bad right now? This is truly going to be his last race for a while, man. This 99 is looking to go out with a bang on the Monday night editions here. The man trying to kick up the momentum and trying to kick up the speed. He's throwing everything he can at Warner and Parks. Page now trying to duke it out a little bit. Charles Balance Sr. there in the number 9. He's still hanging around, but currently a lot of laps down. He's got about 4 laps completely down off the pace here. Credit where credit's due, though. At least he stuck around trying to duke it out here. Of course, Stahl, mechanical problems down there, so now the 66 having all sorts of issues. Going completely wrong on his end here. Just over 50 laps left to go in this race. And crossover down through turn number 4 there. Big jump onto the top side for Warner. Warner sending that truck right up top there around the Parks. Parks couldn't quite hold him back out of it. Had to back off, go cross him down low. But that in turn gave Wally Babb a little bit of breathing room down there. A little kip up and a little bit of a clip up. Warner getting it right on the rear end, tail end of Parks. Parks, he's just going to try to block that draft off now. He's swerving, he's sliping, and he's sliding this thing around. He's trying to get everybody out of his way, or he's trying to get them off his tail, if at all possible. Hear that slight little bit of downtime again. That's just to make sure the truck turns. The rest of it, though, is all about how it hits and how it maneuvers in. Now down to the final 50 laps left in this one for sure. So with only 50 remaining here, that means only one thing is for sure, and that nothing is, because now comes tempo, pacing, strategy, and putting to good use. And they kind of extra run, any kind of extra power down there. Up on a back round out off that front straightaway here. The field continuing to dive in deep and looking to make it stick. Coming back off the corner there. The 307 Nicholas Warner having a little go at it. The Semper Fi 307 PGR Racing Silverado having a little chomp on the old Chevrolet wood body panel box spot. Kind of old styled up box body you would see from that era. As Parks continues now to drive it back down in again. Just continuing to hang in. And he's going to drive him up quick. Another drag race here. What a surprise here from these guys, because they just seem to be this entire restart been locked and loaded. But almost a little trouble there with Osborne. Lap traffic. Causing these guys to have a little bit of a miscue there and having to figure out where to go from that point. Good driving on their end, though, avoiding the trouble, but it certainly came with its own costs. The field drafting off to Osborne. They're trying to get a little bit more kick up, a little more power. Balance Senior right now trying to get another lap back to get ahead of Osborne in terms of the 10th spot. It's a good start here. He's got his lap back on him, but still has a lot more laps to go. There is a slight bit of damage there on the Team 3 number 1. That's Stephen Page. I think that might be affecting his overall aerodynamic package here. Costing him a little bit more ground time and giving him a little bit less to work with. No pain, no gain, and there is a lot of pain getting thrown into those tires and a lot of suffering that that truck has got to be feeling. I can't imagine how hot it is down there in old California. These guys absolutely feeling the sweat, feeling heat. It's just the overall consistency they have got to be dealing with and just monarching over. It's absolutely crazy to believe. And now here we go. Battle for the lead. Battle for second to the lead then. Warner currently trying to get away quick. You think right now the way he's running, he's got some kind of radio station there tuned to the offspring and says, gotta get away from me. Well, Racky and Bat right now probably not thinking the same thing. They're thinking the other way around. They're thinking try to push their luck and push their limits. They want to rock all night long. And I guess maybe they want to party every day while they're at it. Wouldn't be surprised me not a little bit here, because now it looks like Bab starting to get a little grip. Didn't quite get it to stick though. But he will get it to stick on old Parks down there. And now Radke blocking him off a little bit there from making any maneuvers here. So now he kind of tail whips it around. Parks still trying to set him up. I think Bab was trying to use him as a bit of a draft partner there and help him catch a little bit towards Warner. There was a race that Bab needs to win, in my opinion. I think it might be this one. But Warner will not be easy to outmatch. Remember, he himself is looking for an elusive race win. Even he has said, I've had my fair shares and I've had my fair shots. I just continue to fight it out. I want to take this one on down a few tops. Staying in control, staying on the battlefield, and staying right on the line. Warner right now looking on. Bab trying to get something going here and see what he can bring to the table. Warner losing the greed, losing the ground. Bab, for the first time today, will get his wish. We have ourselves a new leader, but how long will that last? Man, both guys absolutely looked like they took whatever they could and everything they could take down there. Looking at a clip back up. Warner getting the race lead back away from Bab. Bab looking to pull back down, looking to keep the momentum alive. Still has laps to go. 3 wide salute down on that turn 4 exit there. Now coming through the entry of the corners here. Radke hanging back around. Bab told me earlier that if Radke can do him a favor and run out of fuel for once, that'd be nice. He literally did not want anything to do with Radke at all this season, nor any season for that matter. Ever since that loss he suffered back on Sunday night in the championship race a couple weeks ago. Out of love and respect though, those two definitely know each other well, and they have a lot of cutting action for there, so no harm or foul there. But nevertheless, coming down through number 3 and 4, and Radke right now still hammering down. Trying to keep the control underneath them. Warner trying to stay out of trouble. Hagen, though, is making some very crucial maneuvers here and very crucial decisions. Radke is your new leader, but for how long? And he is extremely wide on that top side there. He's really forcing Warner to have to make some choices here. And that slide job city isn't quite working out favorably here for him. Chad Ross now looking to get ahead. Both guys on fresher tires and a little fresher fuel here. Certainly helps out a bit. Radke, though, looks like he's not exactly wanting Ross to get by him that easily. Parks right up ahead there, trying to stay on the lead lap before these guys come up to him here. Babb, Kaufman, and Pace going into pit road. Kaufman coming out, actually. Babb, the only one out of pit road anyway, or entering in. Down towards pit road, and the pit stops now need to be made. So the rest of the field continues to march their way on back up. Figuring right around there, trying to figure out the best opportunity to strike, while Parks and Hagan seem to have done that here. Their pit strategies seemingly coinciding well. They are now your race leaders, and Parks just barely edging out Hagan. Long-term game and the long-term loss, absolutely sending everybody to their biggest and baddest and toughest battles yet. So Parks currently trying to hold back old Hagan there. And really the biggest difference is that he's trying to use, instead of the bottom lane, he's trying to use that top side again as this kind of flavorful intrigue here. Now again, what it does do being outside the run is it forces Hagan to have to get a little bit more aggressive and to have to make much more crucial decisions here. Total kind of rounding itself out to what it is happening right now on the circuit, on the show. Just 35 laps remain here on PC Racing TV. We have now hit the 100 lap marker with 35 left to go. Those power strategies, those power moves here, certainly doing a good number on the drivers. But as we take a look at our pit strategy here, by SVGCustomPC.com. This has been, relatively wise, a tough little decision point and a very crucial move here, and a lot of forums. But I can guarantee you right now, you can see where we're at, what we've got going on. There is a lot of room left for those that have stayed out the longest to make up for it in pit road. The ultimate question I have is, will it be able to be used? Will they be able to get that chance? If they get that opportunity to get into pit road, only take the fuel they need and get out quickly,
I think that could really set these guys apart and set them in a good direction. But they've got to time this pit strategy and this pit stop extremely well, in my opinion. Not to mention those that are up front right now, battling for the race leader, trying to battle for position, battle for the top spots. They have to kind of coincide with whatever the other drivers are thinking, or whatever they're going to kind of play out to be. So it really kind of hinders up anything they got going on. Because either way, they're 10 laps shorter than the others, which means they have a little bit less grip, a little bit less power, and it forces everybody's hand a bit. Our Eric Parks starting to feel that as Hagan just gets a taste of it here. Radke looking to take full control. And not only is he taking full control, he is absolutely dishing it right out at everybody. Jamel right now looking like maybe his strategy may actually indeed pay off. Absolutely crazy to believe and hard to even think, but man, he has got something figured out. He's got everything dialed up to a notch and to a T. .30 laps remain here. Radke right now holding Jamel off. Jamel trying to get something going though, looking to try to maneuver through. If he can squeeze the gap out and squeeze the life a little bit out of the 8, I think he might have it here. And this would be a win he's been looking for way, way too long in his mind. Right back in between here, Radke trying to get underneath the 6 of Jamel there and block him from any kind of extra run. Jamel trying to see maybe there's some kind of extra run, some kind of extra little build up here. Parks kind of lingering around there, so it's just become a 2-driver tandem battle here for the race lead and for the race win at this point, because either way, whoever can get ahead of the other has the advantage, in my opinion, for pit road, and that in turn has the advantage for what could best be described as a long fight out at the end of this race. Chad Ross now going to have his little heyday here, a little lollybab down there. He's giving her everything thinks he's got down there, trying to make the best of it. That's a good ride off there. Bath, though, continues to defend. And he's not out of here yet, man. If he can get a good pit stop in and try to catch back up there with the rest of the field, he might have something. Before I stall back in pit road here, as we go back out of the front of the nose here, we got our battle for the lead now. 26 laps to go. Jamel running out of time. Fires on all cylinders on the bottom lane. Looking to clear the 8. And he's going to get a good run off right there on that back half. He got him there. Bracky kind of trying to cross him back down. Is he going to have time? No. Jamel blocks it. The V-Speed, number 6, is going to be your new race leader. And almost a perfect timing maneuver there for him, considering he has gotten so far back behind the proverbial 8 ball and around the curve ball here. Jamel with the lead, now getting further ahead of Racky, and this is exactly what he needed too. This is the kind of confidence, kind of booster that helps you out. Kind of keep yourself up at, not keep your head up and keep yourself back in the fight and keep it in the fray. He desperately, and I mean desperately, needs to get this win, in my opinion, for him to really have any sort of chance or any sort of hope. Really building a foundation for what could be the mini seasons to the big overall picture of the season. The only way he's going to be able to do that is if he hangs on just a little bit longer. Don Hagen to pit road. Chad Ross, James Kaufman going out of here. Stephen Page also in that fight. Things really started to intensify up a bit. Really started to get a little hotter down on the track here for these guys. They have to as well. They need it. Get any kind of extra run, kind of extra little momentum kicked up to use for later on, or use right here and now if they want any hope to win. It seems like really late in this race, that draft, that speed, that pickup these guys were getting, now it's completely reversed itself. Kind of almost flip-flopped everything around into the toughest ordeal they have yet to find. Firing back down, though. Ratke is not done yet. Is it really any surprise here? If I was him, I would not want to give up. I would not want to give anything out of this race. If anything, keep fighting, keep scratching, keep crawling, keep hoping and praying, and see if maybe you can bring it down to the end. 20 laps remain. Eric Parks, Babs, Page, they're all in pit road, so these two, if I had to guess, they're already mapping out the field strategy, the momentum strategy, as well as what can they do with this. Jamel getting crossed down there on the bottom. Radke, he's lingering, he's looking, he's thinking, he's fighting. Not only is he looking to fight, not only is he looking to take something down, he's looking to get A little bit extra run. Jamel, oh my word, he's going to have to hold on just a little longer here. He still has a lot of laps left, despite the fact what you see. 19 may not seem like so much, but you got to think of this for a minute. You're literally separated out by less than 1/1500th of a second. Any little gap, any little loose spot, or any little drop you lose, you're going to be losing more than just that time. You're going to be losing the race lead. Ratke backed off. Now, firing on all down. No give there. Now he's going to have to kind of refocus, recenter, re-rack, restack, and set him back on the attack. Coming off the X's here and into the corners, every driver for themselves. Hagen and Parks right now trying to get back up there. They're hoping these two, once they get the pit road, may give them a golden opportunity to make a run and amends for this. 17 laps left to go. It's anybody's guess. It's anybody's race, really. Jamel trying to hold down. He's looking to corner him off. Staying nice and straight now. Look at this, blocking the bottom a little bit away from Ratke. He knows if Ratke gets any kind of run, any kind of seam, he's going to go using on him. If I'm Jamel right now, though, my first thought is this. Don't even let a picture kind of run through your mind about whatever Ratke's up to. Don't think about him. Focus on that line. Focus on that shot. Let the spotter tell you where he's at behind you, and just stay and just listen to the spotter. The spotter, at this point, in my opinion, is going to be yelling through his eardrums, making sure he's well aware what he's up to and what he's doing. Stay in control. Lingering back down, and this is what I'm talking about, guys, is again that huge run. You can claim off the bottom. Although Ratke will have to back his one off for a little bit. Jamel gonna stay out. Will he go to pit road next time on by? If he doesn't, in my opinion, that could spell the doom counter for him, because now with Ratke going down, he knows he's gonna need to make some extremely crucial decisions here. And Hagen, wait, hold on a minute. What on earth? Hold on, just a phone. Wait a minute. The 11 just stopped that thing down on turn number 2? Hold on one sec. I literally turned my head for a minute. I don't know what on earth happened here. Oh, okay, hold on. There we go. Was looking on. Didn't catch this here. So, Bab catching him right on the rear end. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's a tap. Bab got him in the left, got him in the corner. Hagen completely stopped on a dime there. Nothing he can do about that. So I have to owe him an apology right there. But I mean, where I angle, it looked like he just was stopped right on the track in such a weird way. I was wondering what the heck on happened there. Get right back around there. You can see, I don't know what's going on through Bab's mind. I don't know. Maybe he's just had enough, or he's been pushed too far in the limits here. But that was definitely not what he had in mind or what he was having in store there. And unfortunately, that is going to set him back a few pegs here. Let's see how this plays out here for him. And Ratke also looking now to try to hang in a little bit, and he's going to have a very big break here for his end. That will at least keep him somewhere relatively in the top area, in the top half. So, going to be interesting to see what goes down and what they pull off here. This field's going to get himself squared back up on the track here. Time to take a listen down to our drivers here and see how they're hanging in there. Chad, you got a copy down there, sir?
Yes, sir, I got you.
All right, well, we got you live on the shot here as well. Right now, Chad, this has been pretty much anybody's race, anybody's kind of area, but, I mean, you had quite a bit of showings there in the first half. What kind of went down there as that caution kind of flew out a little bit late there earlier on?
Yeah, I got racing with somebody, and it got tight there coming up the corner, and I scraped the wall, and she ain't been the same ever since.
Ain't same ever since here. A little bit of that having to do with the aerodynamics of the truck on the track here today?
Well, I don't think the contact did. It was just, I don't want to say he squeezed me in the wall. It just got tight coming up the corner, but the arrow is hurting me now, yes.
Sure there. All right, well, Chad, we do at least appreciate your time down there.
Thanks for checking in, man.
Yep. Chad Ross, ladies and gentlemen. We'll listen to Jeff Radke here real quick, as he is currently the man that everyone's going to be keeping a close eye on here as well, with the other guy in front of him. Radke, how you doing, bud?
Doing all right. How are you?
Well, we're doing pretty good. Well, you, my friend, got one last bit of fight here underneath you. What is it going to take to get this final leg of the race completed for you?
I don't know. I'm hoping I have more tires left over than everybody else. Looks like the 6 and the 73 are on could be a 2-tire strategy or fuel only. I'm not sure, but I have 2 freshies on it, and we're gonna see if we can hold on to the front.
Well, we'll certainly watch with you as you go along, Radke. Best of luck, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Radke there on the line there. We're going to go talk real quick with Wally Babb here as well. Wally Babb, man, a little bit of a wild little situation there going on down through turn number 2, but nevertheless, you're getting your chance and your opportunity to fight back. What is it going to take for you here?
Well, I got 4 fresh tires. I'm gonna push it now. That was a little that kind of stunk because I knew I was faster, and he kind of threw down on the block. That's all right. I'm gonna push for it, but I'm rooting for Radke to win.
If you get a chance, though, will you try to make that move off of Radke or anybody like that?
Oh yeah, you know it.
Add a double check on that one.
How's it going? Good racing?
Yeah, we'll say good racing.
10-4, Chris.
Alright, best of luck, Wally.
Thank you.
He certainly is the character, I'll tell you that much, guys. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Final laps of this race. Which driver will come out on top? Which driver will find themselves coming out in a different light? We're about to find out here as we reel them down off of turn number 4. This time by. Can Jamel, Radke, or them hang on? It's all up to them to win this race. Here we go. 11 laps to go. Green back in the air. Let's finish it out here in Auto Club. Well, you heard Radke say a minute ago, Jamel seems to have got the tire strategy figured out. Radke certainly not the same situation or the same boat. And this is already looking exactly like what the 6 wanted. Babb said a minute ago, I hope Radke can pull this off. But again, Babb, I think, kind of fails to realize that Radke does not have any tires. If he doesn't have any tire left in him, there's really not a whole lot of options they have left. Jamel, he's running away. He's getting quicker as they go. 10 laps to go. Will he have enough time? Hagan is going to try to push Radke as hard as he can here. He's got him lined up here, and he's drafting the heck out of that A here. He's doing everything he can. He's just trying to hold himself down, trying to hold himself a chance here. Wally Babb at the 99, down the inside, looking for the pass, looking for the corner. He's getting some ground here, and he's got a little bit of momentum. He's just got to keep spurring it. Okay, locked down now, though. Hagan getting a little bit loose and down the bottom edge. Parks getting right in front of him with the old Witchcrafted Gremlin attack. Stabilized right in the middle. There goes Babb. Big run coming through, trying to hold on. Looking for some momentum, looking for some grip. Jamel, though, again, not been to victory lane. Trying to change this here. Try a little Midnight Motorsports threading on their boys. They like what they see, but they're hoping there's enough time left. If there really is enough time, if there really is a chance, anything to work this kind of kink out, to Kirk this kind of field around. 9 laps to go. But to be honest though, this may be a little too difficult. This may be a little too much, honestly, for them to figure this out. I think they may have pushed themselves farther than they really needed to. Park's going to book him up on the outside line right now, looking to hang in there. The 307 of Warner going bottom to the top, driving him up to the battle to the front. Oh, my, ladies and gentlemen, this could go either way. Jamel still even a full second lead over Racky. Racky, though, is not done yet. Bav looking to try to catch him. And if he can catch him, there may be a slight glimmer of hope. But again, Racky and Jamel separate out by so much. Bab would not have much of a hope unless he uses Racky as basically a kind of a stepping stone, if you will. I think it's the best way I can put it. Parks has a little high roller schemes here for the top spots here. It's going to be kind of cut a little short, but he can still pop a top 5 out. Barring he stays out of the wall and stays away from Goffman. Goffman's still trying to get up there with him. Just a mere 7 laps remaining. Now about to turn into 6 laps to go. Ryan Jamel gonna put the big 6 on the 6th lap left for his time. Hoping and praying at this point. No more shenanigans and no more cautions come out. At this point, I think he just really hopes that he can just end this run out. Jamel now only 5 more laps. High 5 in the air. He's just trying so desperately to keep this chance, to keep this run up and get this one over with. Everybody else much of the same boat. I think at this point they've run themselves down to the tee and down to the ground as far and as hard as they possibly can. It truly is only so far you can go in these kind of races, kind of battles here. And they are feeling every bit of it. Taking back in the wall a little bit there on turn number 4. Gets it out though. At least stays somewhat relatively clean from it. Kaufman keeping Ross behind him, keeping his momentum up. You see Ross unfortunately struggling to keep up the pace, keep up the tone and momentum. Racky, one last little dash, one last little fight though. He is keeping a bit of a draft here on Jamel. Bab not able to get as much runoff either. I think Bab really, when he got those 4 sets of tires, I think having to make that quick move and that quick little turnaround was what he was hoping for, what he was going to go for, but it just didn't quite work out in his favor. 3 laps remain. Can Racky catch the 6? The 8 and the 6 still lingering around and lingering through. Each driver just doing what they have to, each just trying to play out the best of their abilities. Two laps now left. Look at Racky. He's still there with it. He's still there. 2 laps remaining out. Everybody just trying to stabilize everything they can and hope for the best. Two laps now goes to a white flag this time on by. White in the air. Ryan Jamel has just 4 more corners to hold off Racky. Racky, desperation time. He's trying to get everything to sick in. Did he save enough? Or does he even have enough time to get it? That's all on him now. He's got to try it. He's going to go for it. He has power. He's got a little speed. Jamel, though, not going to give it up. He's going to stay towards the outside. Going to go to the bottom. He's going to try to block. Ratchy thought he had time. It was not to be. Off of turn number 4, Ryan Jamel finally will get one put into victory lane. How about that? Long distance, long run, long-term game, long-term loss. Ryan Jamel finally gets one figured out. And not only that, he had to take down a season champion in the number 8 of Jeff Racky. What a performance. What a drive for the number 6 V-Speed 6. He's gonna bring it around that front straight. We know he's gonna celebrate. This is gonna be a big celebration for this team here. Let him hear you, race fans. Ryan Jamel, your race winner here in Auto Club. Fontana on their feet, giving their approval. A long distance and a long-term battle leads to this. Your final results presented by FEGCustomPC.com. Ryan Jamel will take this one home. Brad, you gonna go second. Third goes to Wally Babb. Fourth to Nicholas Warner. Fifth to James Kaufman. Sixth to Eric Parks. Seventh, Chad Ross. Stephen Page. Eighth. Ninth to John Hagan. And it's going to be Jeremy Osborne rounding out the top 10 in this one. I think it's safe to say I think he's a happy camper down there. So that's all I got to say about that. Time to listen to the top 3 drivers now coming on to the show here as we give Ryan some time to kick this one in. Wally Babb, you took this one in quite a bit, go for broke, and took it all to the line, but unfortunately the 4 sets just did not got out for you, sir.
It didn't. It didn't. I got a bad jump on that restart. I could not run Racky down or Ryan. I think Ryan had 4 tires too. Or 2 maybe, I don't know. They're fast.
They're fast, they're tough, and they made you have to work a little harder for this one. I know this was a little disappointing, Babb, but I mean, at the end of the day, still coming away as a top 5 driver and podium, and you'll also be tied with Racky for the hard charger. I mean, definitely got to be rewarding at least to know you got that far from this one.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping one me or him took away the championship or on this segment. I guess we'll find out soon, but congratulations to Ryan on winning.
For sure, there anybody you want to thank you for your 3rd place finish?
Threat level, all the guys over there, Racky, Corey, and Dalton. Dalton wasn't able to make it tonight. Thank you for putting on this broadcast, Jeff, on the league. And anybody that's watching, thank you.
Why, Babb, congratulations, bringing it home for 3rd today, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Why, Babb bringing himself home a nice little battle out here. Second gonna go to Jeff Racky here, and Racky, man, talk about having to face the absolute worst part of music when it comes to tires just being worn, tore so badly, but you, sir, gave up one heck of a fight to the very end.
Yeah, started off by shooting myself in the foot with a nice pit road speeding penalty. Held on as hard as I could till I got lucky with a caution there whenever we were doing pit cycles, which allowed me to get grouped back up, and then just had to play the tire strategy from there. If I had a few more laps, I think I would have had something for Ryan there.
That's something for Ryan indeed here, but obviously kind of come home only in the 2nd spot here.
I know it's a little bit disappointing, a little hard to kind of take in, but I mean, for you and this team, how crucial and important really was it just to even get to this point, even get to this kind of momentum here, sir?
Well, I kept it clean. Where I finished with the bonus points might be looking in my favor if everything passes up.
For sure there.
So,
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, if that's the case then hopefully it all finishes out the way you'd like it to. But in this case, you're going to take home second here today. So who do you want to thank you for that?
TLM, Threat Level Midnight. It's always good having them in my ear. Bounce pit strategies off each other in practice. My wife, she lets me do it every week. You for broadcasting, and Jeff for putting the league on.
For sure there. Jeffrey, man. Great to see you back here on the podium. Great job taking a second home today, sir.
Thanks. Have a good night.
You too. Jeff Racky, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher. And last but not least, the guy that wanted to get this thing into victory lane after a while. Finally, the strategy comes together. It is Ryan Jamel's first win this one around. And Ryan, oh boy, sir. Strategies all season round. And he had some bad luck. Finally, some luck coming your way today here at Auto Club, sir.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I had a shot at winning in just about every race, but it's nice that it finally all came together. That's for sure.
Came together, put everything right where you needed to, and obviously with this being a very big deal for you, I mean, how important was this to finally kind of nail down and finally take out after so long you've been waiting for it?
It feels pretty good. It was definitely difficult. It was a long race. We only had 3 sets of tires and 5 pit stops, so you had to choose wisely when and where you used them, and strategy played out in my favor tonight for sure.
It did indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, my friend, as you walk this way to the victory lane, who do you want to thank you for this one today, sir?
Everybody at FEG for putting on this series. It's been fun. I don't know if I'm going to be able to commit to the next set of 5 races, but hopefully I can. Shout out to you for doing a good job up in the booth and everyone that came out to watch tonight.
For sure there, Ryan, man. Congratulations bringing this one on home to victory lane, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ryan Jamel, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner today. How will the points affect and how they will go? Looks like Segment 1 champion has been indeed confirmed right now. Jeff Radke, Segment 1 champion, so the congratulations for him on that one. Very big deal for him, I bet, and very crucial for his team and his crew. Ladies and gentlemen, again, be sure to check out the Worldwide Esports Daytona 120 here by FGCustomPC.com. If you're not in that Discord already, we've been sending out. Be sure to check it out and get into that race as soon as possible, although I think they may be getting close to the end of it, so maybe ran out of time there. But nevertheless, we have ran out of time as well, so we're signing off with this. Thank you so much to Auto Club for having us out. Thank you so much to the FEGCustomPC.com for coming us through the show, and we will see you guys next time when the green flag flies on PTM Racing TV.